Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into some game-changing insights from the Mel Robbins Expert Insights Masterclass, specifically zeroing in on menopause and performance with Dr. Stacy Sims. We're completely tossing out that old, tired narrative. You know, the one that says this is just a period of inevitable physical decline? No way. Instead, we're reframing it as an actively managed, incredibly powerful biological shift. So if you've been feeling, I don't know, a little out of sorts, maybe squishy, or just flat out exhausted, well, stick around because you're in exactly the right place. Dr. Stacy Sims introduces this totally brilliant concept here. She calls menopause a reverse puberty. I mean, think back to actual puberty, right? Your body widened, your center of gravity dropped. Literally everything felt so awkward as your system adjusted to this massive flood of new hormones. Well, menopause is kind of the exact opposite. It's a systemic shock because those hormones are leaving. This completely shatters that whole disempowering storyline about aging. It's not a disease, folks. It's literally just a new biological state. So here's our game plan for unpacking these expert insights today. We're going to hit the reverse puberty paradigm, face the biological reality check, learn the performance protocol, figure out how to fuel it, and finally empower your next chapter. Let's get into it. Part 1. The reverse puberty paradigm, a systemic shift. Okay, first things first. Menopause is not this long, drawn-out disease. Medically speaking, it's literally just one day on the calendar. That's it. It simply marks exactly 12 months without a period. All that chaos you're feeling, that's actually perimenopause, those turbulent years leading right up to it. Dr. Sims explains this so beautifully. She says, imagine your hormones are a key and your body's receptors are the lock. During this transition, that key, estrogen, is leaving the lock, and your entire body just has to figure out how to function without it. And dropping hormones don't just affect reproductive organs, they impact every single system in a woman's body. Now, doctors Idris and Wright point out these critical decades. Your body doesn't just suddenly age overnight. It happens in these very distinct, sharp spikes. For example, by age 38, your actual structural facial bones start to remodel and shrink. Yeah, which is exactly why things start to sag. Then, by 44, boom, there's this massive biomolecular shift where your cells actually age faster. And this aligns perfectly with the hormone chaos of perimenopause. It's wild to see exactly when our structural foundation and our hormones really start to rapidly evolve. Moving on to part 2, the biological reality check. What's actually happening? I want to ask you something directly. Have you noticed your body suddenly feeling kind of squishy or maybe weak, even if your diet and your workout haven't changed one bit? Have you noticed you suddenly can't pop open a jar of pickles like you used to? Listen, there is a deep chemical reason for this. It is absolutely not in your head. From sagging jowls caused by that bone loss we just talked about to dealing with extreme brain fog, your body is essentially undergoing a massive renovation. And this number is a big part of the reason 1 to 3%. Dr. Amy Schott points out some honestly frightening data on accelerated muscle loss. Look, in your 30s, you lose about 1 to 3% of your muscle mass per decade. But when you hit that hormonal cliff of perimenopause, that accelerates to 1 to 3% muscle loss per year. Per year. The biological stakes are incredibly high here. If you don't actively fight this, you are quite literally losing the very tissue that keeps your metabolism burning and your bones safe. Let's break down exactly what's going on behind the scenes to validate just how systemic these changes are. Dr. Rachel Rubin reminds us that you have estrogen receptors literally everywhere. We're talking in your eyes, your gut, your bladder, your bones. So when estrogen drops, all of these systems basically freak out. On top of that, your testosterone is dropping precipitously in your 30s. And Dr. Sims points out this super frustrating change in our fat molecules. They actually restructure into what she playfully but accurately calls the menopod. That's that active, visceral belly fat. Because estrogen is normally the primary driver for muscle contraction strength, your nerves and your muscle strength just take a massive hit. Which brings us to part 3, the performance protocol, rewiring your body. Okay, this is where we see a massive paradigm shift. The old way of doing things, endless cardio, light little weights for high reps, constantly just trying to shrink yourself, that actually completely works against you now because it jacks up your cortisol levels. Dr. Stacy Sims' new protocol is all about rewiring. Think of it like a basketball team. Estrogen was your star player on the court. And now, well, she's benched. By lifting heavy weights, you apply an intense, intentional stress that basically forces the coach, which is your brain and your central nervous system, to find entirely new pathways to score without that star player. So here is your specific action plan. First, Ignore the elliptical. Just walk right past it. Pick up heavy weights to force that central nervous system response. When your brain registers a heavy load, it creates this massive adaptive response that completely bypasses the need for estrogen. You also need to throw in some sprint interval training, or SIT. We're talking short 20 to 30 second all out, leave it on the floor efforts, followed by deep recovery. And honestly, the best part, Dr. Sims says you can start with just 10 minutes 3 times a week. That is literally enough to start rewiring your brain and body to function optimally. Next up, part 4, fueling your new physiology, nutrition and hormones. Listen, you can't put bad fuel into a newly upgraded machine, right? So you have to build this into your daily habits. Dr. Emmy Shaw lays out this incredibly simple yet totally powerful daily routine. Step 1, 30 grams of protein first thing in the morning. Why? Because morning protein acts like a giant glucose sponge, soaking up blood sugar, and it gives you those essential amino acid building blocks for dopamine and serotonin in your brain. Step 2 is 30 grams of fiber throughout the day. And step 3, 3 probiotic foods daily to feed your gut microbiome. Trust me, your gut is absolutely desperate for support as those hormones fluctuate. Now, Dr. Wright, Dr. Rubin, and Dr. Sims all share this one absolutely crucial perspective. Menopause hormone therapy, or MHT, is a massive life-changing tool. It really is. It can save your bones, relieve that awful brain fog, and fix debilitating vaginal symptoms. But, and actually this is a really big but, it does not replace the physical work. You still have to lift the heavy weights. You still have to eat the protein. MHT is the foundation, right? It's not the whole house. Finally, part 5, empowering your next chapter. Stop suffering. You absolutely do not have to just gut through it like society expects us to. Dr. Wright mentioned she hears women say every single day that they're just going to suffer quietly through midlife. Well, we are completely rejecting that today. Dr. Stacy Sims has this incredibly powerful rallying cry. I own you, menopause, you don't own me. And it's so true. You have the agency right now to build physiologic reserve. You can lift heavy. You can fuel properly. You can seek out hormone therapy. You can master this new biological state. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Are you ready to stop just surviving midlife and start rewiring your body for your strongest chapter yet? The science is all here, the protocol is crystal clear, and the power, it's entirely in your hands. So tomorrow morning, take that 10 minutes, pick up something heavy, and start showing your body exactly what you're capable of. Catch you next time.